stop for a second. Look at your hands. Now ask yourself something most people spend their entire lives avoiding. What if none of this is real? Not real like a dream, real like code, real like a program running on a machine so advanced you'd never know you were inside it. Sounds like science fiction, right? Except this isn't coming from a movie script. It's coming from physicists, philosophers, some of the most respected minds in modern science. And they're not laughing when they ask it. So, are we actually living in a simulation? In 2003, a philosopher named Nick Bostrom published a paper that changed the entire conversation. And here's the twist most people get wrong about it. Bostrom never claimed we're definitely living in a simulation. What he actually built was smarter than that. A trilemma. 3 possible outcomes, and by his logic, at least one of them has to be true. Option 1. Almost every civilization goes extinct before it ever becomes advanced enough to build a simulated reality. Option 2. Advanced civilizations exist, but for some reason they choose never to run simulations like ours. Or option 3, simulations get built. A lot of them. And if that's true, simulated minds would vastly outnumber real ones. Which means, statistically, if option 3 is correct, you are far more likely to be one of the simulated minds than one of the original real ones. That's the argument. Not a guess, not a conspiracy theory. A logical trap that's incredibly hard to escape once you're inside it. So where's the actual evidence? Let's start with the case for the simulation. Physicists have noticed something strange about reality at its smallest scale. Space and time don't appear infinitely smooth. They seem to break down into tiny, discrete units, something scientists call the Planck length. Almost like pixels, decades ago, physicist John Wheeler coined a now famous phrase, "it from bit." His idea that the universe itself might be built from information, not matter. Not atoms first, data first. Add to that our own technology. Video games have gone from pixelated blocks to near photorealistic worlds in less than 50 years. Facial animation, physics engines, entire open worlds that react to your choices in real time. If that trajectory keeps climbing, how long until a civilization can simulate an entire universe, populated with minds who have no idea they're inside one? Some researchers take this even further, arguing that if even one civilization anywhere in the universe's history reaches that level of technology, they wouldn't just build one simulation, they'd build millions. Ancestor simulations, historical simulations, entire branching timelines running in parallel, the same way a modern studio can run thousands of game instances on a single server farm. Now here's the case against it, and it's a strong one. Simulating an entire universe down to the quantum level isn't just difficult. Many physicists argue it's borderline physically impossible. The computing power required would need to exceed the physical resources of the entire universe you're trying to simulate. That's not a technical hurdle. That's a paradox. You'd need a bigger universe just to build the computer capable of faking a smaller one. Critics also point out that quantum mechanics doesn't actually behave the way a simple simulation would. Reality doesn't render only when observed for efficiency, the way people love to claim online. That idea sounds compelling in a video essay, it just isn't how quantum physics actually works. And physicists who study this for a living have pushed back on it directly, pointing out that quantum behavior existed and was measurable long before anyone framed it as evidence for a simulation. And there's a bigger problem hiding underneath all of this. If a simulation were built well enough, it would be functionally identical to base reality. No glitches, no seams, no way, even in principle, to peek behind the curtain, which means the hypothesis might be, by definition, untestable, and in science, an idea that can never be proven, false occupies a strange, uncomfortable space. Interesting to think about. Difficult to actually call science. So, what would actual proof even look like? Some physicists have proposed real tests, studying the behavior of cosmic rays at extreme energy levels, looking for a kind of fundamental resolution limit to space itself, a signature that might reveal an underlying digital structure, if one exists. So far, nothing conclusive. No confirmed pixels, no glitch in the code, just an open question that refuses to close. Which brings us to the part of this conversation most people skip entirely. Does the answer even matter? Whether this reality is base physical matter or elegant code running on a machine beyond our comprehension, you still feel pain, you still feel love, you still have to decide how to spend the very finite number of days you're aware of anything at all. A simulated sunset can still take your breath away. A simulated conversation with someone you love can still mean everything. Even Elon Musk has publicly said he believes the odds strongly favor simulation theory being true, arguing that the odds of us existing in base reality are, in his words, 1 in billions. Whether or not you agree with him, the fact that a claim like that gets serious airtime on major stages instead of instant ridicule says something about how far this idea has traveled from philosophy departments into mainstream conversation. Maybe we're lines of code in something incomprehensibly advanced, a civilization running countless histories in parallel just to see how they unfold. Maybe we're just matter, arranged in a universe strange enough, vast enough, and old enough to make us ask the question in the first place. Either way, you're here, thinking about it, which might be the most human thing you'll do all day, real or simulated. So here's what I want to know. Do you think we are living inside a simulation? Or is this just an elegant story we tell ourselves because the universe is too strange to accept as it is? Drop your answer in the comments. And if there's a theory about reality you want us to dig into next, tell us. It might be our next episode.